Hi there. Today we will continue our lecture video to explain of how to use the statistical table. Let's try it a step-by-step procedure. Right. The statistical table representing the statistic data through systematic arrangement. Statistic table consists of a horizontal row and vertical column. In the next slide, we will show you the example of statistic table. The statistic table is important in order to perform the hypothesis testing, including the t-test, Tubman-Watson test, Wald test. The t-test need to utilize the t-distribution table, while the Wald test need to use the f-distribution table. The Tubman-Watson table, we need to use the DW table. However, in the statistic table, also have another statistic distribution, including child distribution, binomial distribution, Z distribution, and some others. The t-test, the f-test, and Tubman-Watson is going to be used in this class, and in this lecture, we will show how to use the t-test in hypothesis testing, like discussed in the previous lecture. Okay, this is some example of statistical table. If you can go through to your module, you can see the statistic table is provided at the end of the books of your module. Right? So you can just refer there. It's not only t-test, f-test in the module. You can also refer many other distribution statistic table. Where we should use the statistic table? Basically, in this class, we employ the statistical table in the hypothesis testing. There are 4 steps in the hypothesis testing. Let's recall lecture of hypothesis testing in the previous lecture. You can just click on this link so you can go through back the previous lecture regarding the hypothesis testing. Then you can come back again to this slide. Right, let's continue. In the hypothesis testing, the statistical test will be employed in the step 3, namely the critical value step. All the information needed in the hypothesis testing will be gained through the data use and the modeling. Example, this is the sum manual calculation. Let's recall from the previous lecture. As you can see here, the previous lecture provide the general expectation model, where the number of magnitude here is 2, whereas is beta 0 and beta 1. And through this example, we will get the important information that used in the step 3 hypothesis testing. Alright, in this information, the variable here show the variable here is y and x1. To get the relationship between y and x1, we will produce 2 types of magnitude or coefficient, whereas beta 1 and beta 0. Beta 1 and beta 0 will represent as k in the hypothesis testing in step 3. Right, further discussion. Let's recall again the previous lecture. You can get this slide, where in step 3, the critical value will use the specific formula that is T alpha divided by 2 and minus K. How to do this test? Alpha is the base on the needed of the hypothesis. The alpha can be changed from 5, 1%, 10%, and 25%, or so on, according to the equation needed in the specific test, or is depend on your interest. N is total of observation. K is number of magnitude or number of coefficient. In this example, the total of magnitude is 2. Right, let's continue. Okay, this is I think this is very good example, by the way, because it's easy for you to understand how to use the how to get the number through the use of a statistical table. Let's assume the following information collected in the same sum study. Let's assume that there is some case that the number of observation is 10. So n equal to 10. K is equal to 2 because the study use simple regression model. When you use simple regression model, so the number or magnitude is 2. So K is also equal to. So K equal to 2 because this is simple linear regression model. So let's assume that the given alpha is 5%. Therefore, the hypothesis testing manual calculation is as follows. Let's assume now we are jump to statistic critical value step 3. T star equal to alpha divided by 2, comma, n minus k, and 0.02 divided by 2 is 0.025 and comma 8. So, how to read the T table? You have to find the 0.025, then degree of freedom here, this is probability, 0.05 is under probability, and 8 is under degree of freedom. DF is degree of freedom. So 8 cross with 0.05, you get the value of 2.306. Alright, this is how to get the information through the formula given. How to complete the formula is by the information provided in the question. So, from the question, you have to complete the formula. From the formula, you have to get the information or the specific number through the use of table. This is the t-test. So, this is the t-star. This is t-distribution table. Conclusion. Therefore, as conclusion, this lecture video explained in depth the step-by-step procedure to use the statistical table specifically for the t-test. This study clarified the use of t-distribution table in order to complete the hypothesis testing, specifically the step 3, that is critical value. So, thank you very much. We will continue our lecture in the next week in the other discussion issue. Thank you.